Okay, so we're going to look at a little utility to help us with our servos. And I'm going to be using this particular extension. It's made by Elect Freaks, and it's their Wukong extension board. And the important thing is that it has 8 servo connections to be used. And we're going to need a bunch of those as we progress making our robots. Okay, so let's do a little bit of coding. And the first thing we want to do is we want to add our extension. So for the Wukong, we're going to type in Wukong. And there it is right there. There's our extension. So the first thing we want to do is we want a variable that is going to save our servo angle for us. We'll call it servo angle. And we want to start with a servo angle of 90. And what we're going to want to do is, as we are watching it, we want to set that angle servo 0. Let me see. Servo 0 is the most convenient one. Yes, it is. So we'll use servo 0. And we're going to set that angle to our servo angle that we're going to have. And then we're going to show what that servo angle is. So we're going to do this in a loop. So whatever we set our servo angle to, it will at some point get set by the forever loop, and then it's going to show us what the servo angle is. Meanwhile, we'll be able to push our buttons in rapid succession, and what we want to do is, hello kitten. For button A, we want to change the servo angle to -1. And for button B, we want to increase it by 1. And then for A plus B, A and B at the same time, we want to reset it back to the 90. Okay, so hello kitten. Alright, so let's go ahead and load that up into our microbit. Downloading. Okay, good. You can see it's working. Alright, so we're going to put this into our Wukong. We're going to get ourselves a servo. Right. Servo 0. We want ground and the signal to be in the right direction. Okay, now when we turn it on, go to 90 degrees. And now, excuse me, cat. Excuse me. Can you speed it up there a little bit? Alright, so now as we push the A button, it's going to get lower, and I don't know if you can see that. Let's try. One of these on it. Hello, kitty. Let's see what it's doing. Okay. Let's show it better. And when we push A plus and B together, it goes back to 90 degrees. Now I see a bug, and the bug is over here. This isn't change. This should be a set to 90. Okay, let's put that back in, download it back again. Download it. There we go. Alright, let's try this now. So here's our servo. It's set to 90 degrees. And you can see as we push the A button a few times, it moves. And we're displaying, yeah, it doesn't really pick up on the camera very well, but what it says is 67 degrees. And the important part right now, is setting this to 0. So we're going to push both buttons together, and there's 90 degrees. So this is our neutral position, meaning it's halfway between one extreme and the next extreme. So when we go to put our servos into our robots, we know where the halfway mark is, so that we can put it in there and measure the linkages correctly and get it so that we have the full range available to us, even though we only use a small range. But having it at 90 degrees tells we have a known constant where it's at. Now, it may not be 90 degrees, but for all intents and purposes, that's good enough. So the specifications for these servos might be slightly different than what the Electfreaks Wukong extension believes them to be. So that's fine. If it thinks it's at 90, we'll use it. So whenever I go to 90, it'll be in this position, whether that's 89 or 91, doesn't really matter. This is our center position. Okay, so we'll be using this program to set up our servos, and then when we have our servos in our robots, we'll use this to determine what the range of motion will be. Okay, thank you for watching.